Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WWE Universe as I'm here to give my review of WWE Night of Champions. So, without further ado, let's get things on the go, shall we? So, we're kicking things off with a kickoff match, the Cosm Wasteland, which is the Ascension and Stardust versus Neville and the Lucha Dragons. It seems Stardust and the Ascension, with their Cosmic Wasteland group, seems to be dominating Neville and the Lucha Dragons at the moment as they pick up a win during the kickoff match at the Night of Champions. A very, very intriguing kickoff match that certainly will be remembered for some time. And then of course we kick things off with a first championship match of the night. It's Ryback versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship, and what a surprise this leads into, because guess who wins the title? You guessed it right, guys. It seems that Kevin Owens ends up becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, as he beats Ryback to win the championship out of a big of a shocking blow. He kicks off the night as the new Intercontinental Champion, which means Kevin Owens is now won his first WWE official title compared to the NXT title, which was only a part of the NXT brand. And then this match continues, and then the night continues with Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev, and Ziggler was able to defeat Rusev in front of the world. And obviously, Summer Rae decides to throw a shoe at Ziggler as she got in the ring, thanks to Ziggler pulling her in the ring. Obviously, she has an argument with the referee at some point during the climax of the match. So I have to say it was a bit of a bizarre match, but either way, it doesn't really tell us too much about how Lana's going to return. It looks to me that Lana's going to still be a babyface from my understanding, because it seems Summer Rae is still Rusev's heel girl, you could say. And then we have, of course, the WWE Tag Team Championship match, the New Day versus the Dudley Boys. Of course, the Dudley Boys won by disqualification, as the New Day disqualified themselves in order to keep the tag team titles. And of course, Bubba Ray and Devon had to use the tables to prove their point, and they did exactly what they promised, as the Dudley Boys continue to dominate on their return to WWE in their first pay-per-view tag team match since the early days of the noughties, pretty much. And then, of course, the Divas Championship match. The longest-serving Divas champion, Nikki Bella, would then bring her Divas Championship on the line against Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair, out of surprise, actually was able to pull off Nikki Bella and actually finally win the Divas Championship, which I have to say, that kind of sets the tone now for a completely new Divas revamp, as we see that Charlotte Flair is certainly going to be a very popular diva in WWE, and particularly after taking Nikki Bella's title, there's no question this is going to set up another match between Charlotte and Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship. And then, of course, we have the Wyatt family versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. And funny enough, their partner was indeed Chris Jericho. And it turns out, though, not even Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Chris Jericho were strong enough to beat the Wyatt family. But also, Chris Jericho kind of double-crossed Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose to the point that he left the ring in disappointment with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. So let's just say Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose will have to find another partner if they're going to take out the Wyatts. So nothing's looking too good for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. And then, of course, we have John Cena defeating Seth Rollins to become the WWE United States Champion, as finally Cena gets his championship back after Jon Stewart cost him the title. So Cena left as the US champion, and then, of course, kind of immediately after that, Seth Rollins would then keep his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Sting, as this was Sting's first non-WrestleMania pay-per-view appearance as he would lose the match against Seth Rollins. However, though, we would have that sneaky Sheamus around the corner, and let's not forget Kane made a return, and it's safe to say Kane is no longer an Authority member. He is against Seth Rollins, and it seems to me we're going to be heading towards a match between Kane versus Seth Rollins for a WWE World's title match, and it seems to be that it might even take place inside Hell in a Cell. As we all know, the next pay-per-view is indeed Hell in a Cell. So what do I think of Night of Champions? A very good pay-per-view. Of course, Sting wasn't going to win the title because, WWE are not keen on Sting being the WWE World's Champion, so of course that wasn't going to happen. But at least it was nice to see Sting again in the WWE after that WrestleMania disappointment with Triple H. So at least it was nice to see him. But overall, very nice pay-per-view, and it was good to see the Dudleys back. A very shocking surprises with Kevin Owens and Charlotte winning the Divas and Intercontinental Championships. Also, John Cena becoming the U.S. champion again. Nikki Bella no longer Divas champion. It kind of sets the tone, really, for what is to come. So, with that as a fact, what do we have coming up for WWE, you may ask? Well, the next pay-per-view is taking place on Sunday, October 25th, and that pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. And thanks to WWE, they've gave us the first match preview, and this match is probably the most shocking blow. We never thought it was going to happen, but thanks to the Authority, they basically set the match date for the return match between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. That's right, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar will be inside Hell in a Cell on October 25th in Los Angeles, California, in the WWE's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which is going to be presented by WWE 2K16, which is the upcoming WWE game, which will be making its debut on October the 30th in the UK. So we all know Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker are all set and ready for their Hell in a Cell match, which they haven't had since 2002 in October. So it's a very long time since these two last met inside Hell in a Cell. Either way, it's certainly going to be very interesting to see how things are going to roll between these two at Hell in a Cell. So, guys, what do you reckon? Who do you reckon is going to win between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell? I can't wait to see how this match is going to turn out. It's going to be definitely a war that will not want to miss. But yeah, and also let's not forget NXT is also going to be having an event taking place, as WWE's NXT will be having NXT Takeover. As we all know, the NXT Takeover will be debuting, and there will be an Iron Man match at NXT Takeover on October the 7th, where Bayley will meet Sasha Banks in that match, and of course, as we all know, the rivalry wasn't going to end that way. So NXT TakeOver October 7th, that is the day when Bayley defends the title against Sasha Banks in a 30-minute Iron Man match. What do you think about that, guys? Will Bayley be able to keep the title against Sasha Banks? We'll have to wait and see. But until then, I certainly can't wait to see how this match is going to play out. But until then, I'll see you guys for some more WWE Universe, as I'll be reviewing the NXT TakeOver in a few weeks' time from now, as well as the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view at the end of October. So until then, I'll see you all soon.